Hi guys, Tracy here from ACAir Technology. I want to show you something we've been working on for a couple years now, and we're really excited about it. We've just released it at HAI this year, and I just want to give you kind of a walk around of our T1H2 helicopter tug. And it's really neat. It works with skids, and it'll actually pick the skid helicopter up off the ground and tote it around, and then you can put it right back down. So it's like no other helicopter tug out there, and I think you'll really enjoy it, and I'm excited to show it to you. Okay, so first off I want to show you what each one of the components are of this. So we've got the right front, and this is a powered unit, and it's got a track on it. It's got a couple of wheels, and it's got the electronics in it. It's got its batteries. It's pretty much self-contained, separate from. We've got the left front, and the left front's exactly a mirror image of the right front. It's got a track, it's got wheels, it's got the batteries, it's got the motors and gearbox inside, and I'll show you all that in just a minute. And then we've got the back casters, and these are not powered, and they're just castering wheels that caster around. They turn, and as you move, they both just go wherever you need them to go. And then we've got the connecting rods, and the connecting rods actually have adjustments on it. So you can adjust it. This tug will adjust all the way from 78-inch center to center of the skids to 103-inch center to center. So you can very easily adjust it with the adjusters on the rods. Then we've got these connectors between the front and the back, and they are not adjustable. You pretty much just leave those where they're at, and it works on every tug or every helicopter that we've tried it on. This will tow up to roughly a 6,000-pound helicopter. If you're on really flat ground, 6,000 pound. If it's a little rough, you might be more around 4,500. But anyway, it works on some of the most popular helicopters, A-Star, it works on the Robinsons, Bells. It's really a very universal tug. So I'll jump in, I'll show you real quick what's each one of these front powered units look like under the hood. Okay, so this is the power unit, and again I told you that this is the left side. The right side's an exact mirror image of it. So I'm going to show you what this is all about under the hood. So, but first we've got a 6-inch wide track, and this is powered. We've got our cradle, and this cradle rocks so that as you're loading the skid, it has multiple rollers on the skid at the same time to reduce any pressure points on the bottom of your skids. So in full engagement, it's going to have 5 rollers holding your skid on each side. So it's not putting a lot of pressure underneath your skids. Okay, and then on top here we've got the on-off switch. Just push that and the light comes on. And then you're going to hear the beep, 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 which is pretty standard for all of our tugs. I'm going to turn that off. And over on the side here, we've got a charger port, and you plug in a charger. There's a charger port on the other one as well. Plug that in and leave it on 24/7 whenever you're not using it. And then under the hood, we've got our motors and gearbox assembly. This is a 27-to-1 gearbox. There's 2 planetary gears going into a standard gearbox, and it's 9-to-1 and 3-to-1 going in, which makes a 27-to-1. We've got 2 speed controls. We've got the PC board here. We've got a little voltmeter. It says it's at 28.5 volts, and we've got 2 10-amp-hour 24-volt batteries, and yeah, that's it. All the electronics are right there. So easy to open up, push it to close it. You've got these rollers here which keep the skids straight. So if your skids kind of get off to the side, they'll hit the rollers and roll. And a lot of skids have little bolts sticking out from them, different protrusions sticking out. These will just roll and go right past it, so it's not a problem. Once again, the cradle is made so that the rollers are powered, and you saw that. And these are powered into synchronized with the speed of the tug. And then we've got these two other wheels over here, and these are just basically to take the weight, because if we are going to take a 6,000 pound helicopter, this side has to take 3,000 pounds. So we're getting roughly 1,500 pounds on these and 1,500 pounds on this, and that's more than enough. These are more than enough to take that weight. So that's kind of a general look of the power unit. Okay, so what I want to show you here is how the tug moves in relation to the remote. So you have one joystick. Think of that as the front of the tug. So I'm going to go forward, go right, go left, come back. I can turn around in circles right on itself very easily. And again, back. So very easy to control. And I've also got some speeds, different speeds. So I got 3 different speeds. I got rabbit mode, middle, and turtle mode. So the rapid on turtle mode is very slow. Rapid on middle is a little bit faster. And then the rabbit mode is pretty fast. It's about a fast walk. Okay, and then I've got my on-off switch. And then I've got this switch down here, which engages the rollers on the tug to roll and pull the helicopter on or take it off. Or I can pull this up and switch it to this down position, and that locks the rollers. So when you got the helicopter loaded on there, you lock the rollers and they won't turn anymore. So I'm going to show you how the rollers work right now. So I'm in the locked mode right now, and the rollers are locked, so they do not turn. So I'm going to move the tug, and you'll see that the rollers are not moving at all. Forward or back, those rollers are actually locked. Now I'm going to come down here and let you see, these things are totally locked. I can just barely turn, and there's a little bit of slop in there, and that's okay, but they are locked. If the skid was on there, it would not be able to move. And now I'm going to switch it to the engaged mode, or the rolling mode, and now you can see the rollers are actually engaged and rolling. So those rollers are going at the same surface speed as the tug is going forward, so they just scoot right up underneath the skid, and it goes in very easily because of that action. Then once you get it loaded on the skids, then you shift it back into the lock mode, and then they're locked. They will not turn. That's how this tug works, and that's the magic of it, and that's actually what we've got a patent on this as well. All right, so the last thing really to show you here is the castering back end of it, and it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to it, but I did want to show you that it's built very strong. I mean, this thing is solid aluminum machined, CNC machined, and there's 2 rollers that just roll as the skid is powered from the other rollers. These just follow along. So there's not much to it. These are steel, they take a lot of weight, and then we've got the castering wheels that just caster, and then we've got big plastic bumpers here so that it won't damage anything on your skids. And these are replaceable. You know, over years you might end up damaging those or dinging them up and wanting to replace them. And I think that's it. Everything else is pretty straightforward. The main thing is it's a lot of the same technology of our existing tug, and it's almost the exact same remote. It's the exact same track technology, same motors, same batteries. actually even the same PC board. So we've incorporated a lot of our known technology. So there's not anything really super new here other than taking and using rollers, which is key to this whole operation, to pick the skids right up off the ground. So hope you enjoyed the walk around, and we'll see you at the airport.